Good morning everybody. This is a cup of tea, and this is a spaghetti junction of shit and wiring that I've been putting off trying to sort out because I don't like wiring, but we've got to do it. So reinforced with my cup of tea. Hang on, let's have a swig. Oh, I'll make a good cup of tea. Yep, we are going to tackle this mess today. See if we can get it working and behind us, or as much working as possible. Yeah, then we are hopefully not too far away from MOT time, although I'm in no particular hurry. And I've got no V5 for it yet because DVLA are not pulling their weight, shall we say. Oh, got side panels, yeah, I'm still waiting for side panels to turn up. They're coming from China. They've been about 6 weeks now, still not turned up. Foot peg rubbers, again, it's been 4 or 5 weeks for that and they're still not turned up. I think we're going to have to do some chasing. What else do we need? All the rear foot pegs. Got to get a number plate made, didn't come with one, but I do know it's an 07 plate this. So yeah, indicators need mounting on properly. Been trying to get the proper indicators for it, and there's a guy on eBay. There really is some tow rags on eBay. There's a guy on there started some off at a £5, so I bid on them, and it looked like I was going to win, and then he pulled it. So okay, fair enough. He then put them back on at a tenner. So, and it said offers. So I went in with a silly offer and he come back with 30 quid for indicators. So I declined his offer and then put a snipe bid. I don't know if you guys use snipe bids, really good. So I put a snipe bid in and actually won them for a tenner. He then cancelled the sale and relisted them again for 25 quid. So he's now got negative feedback. I don't like, you know, if you want to sell something and you're not making enough money, then price it appropriately, you know, play the game. So anyway, yeah, that's they were the proper indicators for this, which would have made it nice, but we can work with what we've got. Anyway, I'm rabbiting, I'm jabbering on, talking bollocks as usual. So let me finish my cup of tea. We'll wheel this around to the front of the shed, get stuck in on the wiring. I'm not going to film too much of it because me poking around with a test meter swearing at different coloured wires is probably not that entertaining. Well, it probably is, but yeah, I'm going to see if I can get what I can get working, then bring you back. Cheers guys. Morning everybody, and it is the next morning. I spent probably 5-6 hours messing about with this wiring, trying to get it to do what it's got to do, and let's have a look. Now, let me just start it up guys, and you'll see what. As you can see, still no rev counter. Indicators, they're all, I've got them wired wrong at the minute. Basically, the wiring I've got is for 2 separate bulbs, one for left, one for right, and I've changed this over to have an engine management light, which I think this model's supposed to have. Rev counter, I believe, is controlled by the ECU, which I've got no idea where it is. I'm going to whip the tank off in a minute, see if I can find it. I did read a case online where the ECU went faulty and didn't provide an output to the rev counter. That being the case, I had a look online and they're sort of 70-80 quid. I think it'd be cheaper just not to have a rev counter as long as everything else works. But I am going to check. I'm going to whip the tank off in a bit, see if I can find that ECU, and see if I can trace the wire back from that jungle there. I believe it's that that yellow and blue one there. See if they've got continuity all the way back to the ECU. If it has, then I think we'll probably just live with no rev counter. Probably, don't know, just leave it blank or put a clock in there or something. The other thing I've done as well is, because these are, although they are proper Yamaha innards, they are sort of based around a cheap, nasty Chinese clock, and I kind of butchered these lights here. So what I've done is I've ordered another set of the cheap Chinese clocks, and then I'm going to try and build the Yamaha parts into that and make a much neater job of it, and retain the two left and right indicator lights. I'm still unsure whether this has got an engine management function. I really don't know, but if it has, we'll just live without that as well. Yeah, okay, right, next job. I'm gonna whip that tank off, see if I can find that ECU. Stand by, guys, back soon. And just in case you guys think I've not really had these speedos apart and been doing anything with them, there is the butchery that remains of what I've got left. And like I said, I've ordered another one, so there's more to come. So yeah, why don't you just get a new set of clocks? I hear someone shout. Love to, absolutely love to, but there's none about second hand anywhere. I've searched everywhere, and I have sourced a brand spanking new set of clocks, which are £363 plus delivery and VAT. No, not paying that. Way too tight. Anyway, like I said, let me get the camera on the stand, get a spanner. We'll try and whip that tank off, find that ECU. Cheers. Not had this tank off since I got the bike, so no idea what I'm going to find in here. More bodgery, I would think. Obviously a pipe here somewhere, which I've got to be aware of. Right, I've got to just bring it in and show you. There's bracket, I don't know if you can see that, but there's like a bracket going across there, which looks like I've got to disconnect, or do they just pull off? Do they just pull off? Can't be that simple, can it? Let me have a look. Never taken one of these off. 10 mil under there. Pretty typical. Are you guys in focus there? Yeah, I think you can see. Yeah, I picked two spanners up. One was a 9, so I picked the next one up with 11. One is a 9 or 11, I'd have picked the 10 up, you see. Does that just... Simple enough. Don't really know what they're for. Don't seem to serve much purpose. I'm sure someone will tell me though. I'll just do the same thing round this side. Just taking off a single 10mm bolt, and then it releases the front grille from these, whatever they're called, dooflops, didgery, what do you call it, funny fellas. Okay, so yeah, that was going across. Hopefully that should lift up now. Fuel pipe, where's the fuel pipe? Wow! big old fuel pipe. Now I'm assuming hold on. There's a huge fuel pipe in there. And I'm assuming that if I... Yeah, sorry guys, big sausage fingers here, just turn the camera off. So yeah, I'm assuming that that Jubilee clip there will release the fuel. But I don't know if fuel will piss out all over the place when I get that off. So let's see what we got. This is being a beast. Gotcha. Right, anything else? Right. I'm guessing that is our ECU. And the cable that I want is that towards the right there, that yellow and yellow and blue, which is the second one in. I'm going to need something really fine to get into there to probe it. So yeah, anyway, let me find my test meter, see if we can find a way of probing that. And yeah, we'll report back. See you soon. Right then guys, as you can see, I've got a piece of wire poked into that connector, which goes back to the rev counter at this end. I've got my test meter up there on continuity, and I have the probe putting the wire on this end. And I've already done this, so I know what the result is. But if I put that on there, I don't know if you can hear that, but that's bleeping away, which means we've got continuity between that wire and the connection on the ECU. I am going to go in and Google that part number just to see if there is another ECU on there, because I'm assuming the fault is now this. If that's not the case, then it's going back together. No rev counter. We can live without that. Well, I say we, the next owner, but obviously I'll tell him the rev counter don't work. Anyway, let me go in. I'm going to Google one of them, see if there's one about. If not, we're going to slap this back together. I have cleaned that out with switch cleaner just to see if it was a dirty switch. I very much doubt it, but while it was this far apart, I thought I might as well. Right, I'm going to go off and do some shopping. Catch you soon. Right, time to start getting this thing back together. I did go on eBay. I found a couple of ones that were sold, i.e. they're not available anymore, for about 40 quid. What else? Yeah, there was one, looked identical, but it said carburettor model. I don't know if it makes a difference, it probably does. But they wanted £129 for that. So this one's gone back on will live with no rev counter. I'm not paying that sort of money. And this just shows you why insurance companies write these bikes off. You know, £363 for a set of clocks, 130 quid for a second-hand ECU. You know, on a bike that's worth, I don't know what, 500–600 quid. It's just, these manufacturers just do not want you repairing these things. They want to price you out the market so that it's cheaper to buy a new one. And, you know, I could put my green hat on and talk about landfill and waste and all that cobblers, but I won't bore you with it. We'll just get this back together. But it will go on the road again. It just won't be as perfect as it might be. So we'll pop that in there. So there it goes. That goes in there. Okay, right, and we will get that back together. You see me take it apart. Wasn't that interesting? It'll be even less interesting once we put it back together again. But yeah, we'll put that all together, put the tank back on, and then we'll fire it up, see if it works, see if the switch cleaner did it. We know it ain't going though, don't we? But we'll try. Cheers. Right then, might as well get these indicators on. I think I've talked about these briefly before. I'll show you one and then I'll do all four of them. Basically, this is the hole that I've got to fit the indicator to, which is huge, and there are specific YBR indicators that fit that hole with a little clip, which, unless I'm prepared to pay a fortune for, are unavailable, apart from that guy that tried to rip me off on eBay. So what I have here is just a generic 10mm fixing indicator that I had thrown in my cupboard. So we will also have a couple of big penny washers, which, as you will see, I've crudely painted black to try and blend in, and I'm hoping that this will, in true bodging style, will do the job. So we'll pop that through there, on with another big penny washer, on with the little washer that came with it, and on with the nut, which is a 15mm spanner size. So we will just tighten that up hand tight for the time being. And I'm going to set them about there because there's a lot of movement. I don't know how these are going to hold up, whether they'll come loose or not. I hope not, but I will keep a lookout for some genuine Yamaha ones at a reasonable price. These, however, will get it through the MOT. And they are tightening up quite nice. I don't think they're going to go anywhere. Get one more turn on that. Good. So, yep, there you go. There's a bit of a gap there, but it doesn't look unsightly. I think that'll do the job. And we need to route the cable through here. Like so. I could probably route that better than that in actual fact, and probably will, but here you go. and then we will make the connection in there. Right, I'm going to go ahead and get all 4 of those on. That's another little job done and out of the way then. Must remember to order a number plate, don't let me forget. Cheers guys. Right, and there's the indicators fitted. I don't think they actually look too bad. Front's working as well. And to the side. For some reason, I don't know why, but one is flashing just fractionally faster than the other. Like one of them's got a greater load on it or something. Don't know. I know it won't make no difference on the MOT. But there you go. Indicators fitted. It's only a little job, but it's another one ticked off the list. Right. Thank you guys. We'll have a look around and see what else we're going to do. Cheers.